Today in the news, we got some Ampere leaks, Turing ending, and Intel's 12th generation of desktop CPUs. What's up guys, I'm Snows, and this is your boot sequence. Let's get started with Nvidia. It looks like more and more Ampere leaks / rumors are popping up this week, and today we got some of the clock speeds. This information comes from Rogame on Twitter. According to his sources, one of the variants of the GA102 chip will feature slightly faster clocks when compared to the 2080 Ti. To be precise, the base clock of that variant is 1485 MHz and its boost clock would be 1740. When compared to the 2080 Ti Founders Edition, that's 135 MHz faster in base and 105 in boost. As is, it doesn't seem like much. A custom 2080 Ti, thanks to GPU Boost 4.0 and the auto overclocking from Nvidia Scanner, will often get close to 2 GHz. And if you like to play around in afterburner, you can even cross it on air cooling alone. But the fact that these clocks are lifted means we might get more out of a custom 3000 card and possibly even more overclocking headroom. After all, the current rumors suggest that high-end Ampere could ship with 2 GHz plus cards, although those are pretty wild rumors. Now, you guys have been asking about the release date for Nvidia's next-gen lineup. Well, according to a report from IT Home, the new cards are launching on September 17th. What's more is that in the same report, IT Home says that Nvidia has stopped production for the 2080 Ti, 2080, 2070 Super, and 2070. This means the launch of the 3000 series will look very similar to the 2000 series, with the 80 and 70 series releasing first. Next up, we got Intel. Now, we know that Intel is in trouble when it comes to desktop CPUs, and that they will be for a long time. The 10th generation was yet another 14nm refresh, and the 11th generation Rocket Lake S CPUs might be a brand new architecture thanks to the backporting of Willow Cove cores, but it will certainly be limited or handicapped by the 14nm process and the max of 8 cores. So what about the 12th generation Alder Lake CPUs? Well, some new leaks just popped up with more information. The first leak shows 3 configurations for Alder Lake S, one with 8 big cores and 8 little cores in what we know as big.little. The next configuration is similar but with a lower TDP at 80 watts, and the third one only has 6 big cores and no little ones. From this slide alone, we can tell Intel isn't going to compromise for power efficiency. The first CPU has a TDP of 125 watts, and as you can see here, Intel is investigating performance scaling all the way up to a TDP of 150 watts. Interesting. We also got details from a leaked Intel document on how this configuration works. All of the cores share the same instruction set, although some instructions can't be run on the small cores unless the big cores are enabled. Apparently, the big cores will be based on the Golden Cove architecture and the little ones on the Gracemont one. Both types of cores are going to have a focus on single-threaded performance, which brings me to hyper-threading. This is going to be interesting to see. Currently, the Atom processors with Tremont cores don't feature hyper-threading. So would this be a 16-core, 24-thread CPU, or will the new Gracemont cores have hyper-threading enabled? Or worse yet, we could have a processor with no hyper-threading at all. Anyways, what's for sure is that Intel is going to have to work closely with Microsoft to make sure that Windows can handle the core priority for such CPUs. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. And that is pretty much it for the catch-up, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Drop a like if you liked it, a comment if you want to talk about today's stories. As usual, you can click right here to see the latest video right here to subscribe to the channel. Stay frosty, my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
So where have you been? And where have you gone? So where have you been?